From KUNC and the NPR network, this is In The NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. Steam powers much of the modern world. It drove the Industrial Revolution and is still widely used to generate electricity or to heat and cool large buildings. However, the traditional process of making steam involves burning fossil fuels like coal or natural gas to heat a boiler, and those emissions can be harmful. Which is why my guest today felt that the method for making steam was long overdue for an upgrade. And he created a process that makes steam production cleaner. Todd Bandhauer is a professor of mechanical engineering at Colorado State University and co-founder of a company called Atmos Zero. He recently helped develop a method that uses heat from the air rather than burning gas or fossil fuels to make steam. And he thinks it could be transformative for manufacturing cosmetics and pharmaceuticals or for heating college campuses.
I've always wanted to make a huge impact in the work that I do. And by electrifying steam, we can make a big one.
Earlier this month, Todd was named to the Time 100 climate list, which recognizes innovations in clean energy. He joined me to talk about why making steam cleaner could have dramatic impacts on energy production around the world, and how it's already being used at New Belgium Brewing in Fort Collins. Could you briefly walk me through how steam is traditionally made for industrial use?
Absolutely. So for the last 150 years, you use what is called a package boiler. That boiler brings in water, and you burn a fuel to heat that water up to generate steam. That steam comes out of it, and it gets transported via pipes all throughout the factory. And then it gets used on all sorts of industrial processes, like making beer.
And just help us picture, how much does steam contribute to carbon emissions and climate change?
About 8% of all the world's energy used every year is to make steam. So, if you think about it, just put that in perspective, it's probably about a third of all the energy used to transport people around. Think cars, buses, trains, airplanes. So
Wow.
It's on that same order of magnitude. So it's a huge amount.
So your mission was to try to find a new way to generate steam that would cut back greatly on these harmful emissions. And you discovered that a heat pump could replace these traditional fossil fuel-powered boilers. In very basic terms, can you explain how this works?
So I think most people know what a heat pump is. Especially these days, heat pumps are used in houses to basically heat when it's cold outside. What we're making is a super powerful heat pump. That super powerful heat pump allows us to take heat from the air, use electricity, and then generate steam as high as 300 up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So you don't need to generate that high of a temperature for your house. But for industry, you need way, way higher temperatures.
Sure.
So we have a super powerful heat pump that allows us to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be complaining if my home heat pump was pumping out that amount of heat.
Yes.
So this is much, much bigger than a home heat pump. I mean, it is a device that would replace a big boiler. How big is your device, and how is it different from a heat pump for homes?
It basically would provide heat for a whole neighborhood of folks. So not just a single house. The unit that we have in New Belgium, it probably could heat about 50 homes. Wow. So that's the order of magnitude that we're talking about.
Wow. And in terms of its actual physical size?
Yeah. Here's a really important thing to know, is that we are literally developing a product that drops in to the industrial site, and all you have to do is connect electricity, water, and a steam pipe, and you can turn it on and make steam. And so the unit that we have over in New Belgium, it's about the size of a shipping container. And so that's what we're talking about here, like a small shipping container that you just drop in and make the connections and generate steam.
What are the biggest challenges to getting this adopted on a wide scale?
Erin, as we talked before, the boiler hasn't been reinvented for 150 years. And so the problem that we're addressing is we want to make it easy for all of our customers to make the switch. So in terms of, we really want to avoid disrupting the process. Industrial factories, they're 24/7, 365. If you shut them down for a few hours, they lose money. They lose a lot of money. And so we want to make it as easy as possible. So, for example, at New Belgium, what we did is we connected our system to their facility, opened up a valve, started generating steam, and then their boilers that they had on site, they just turned down and they just kept operating. We want to make sure there's zero interruptions at all to the process.
And silly question maybe, but is the beer still good?
It tastes the same, which is awesome. In Colorado, we're really good at hiking. We're really good at drinking beer. So it's like we want to make the air clean for all those hikers, and we want to drink great beer. So it's the perfect combo.
All right. Well, steam uses water. Water is a precious resource, especially in places like Colorado. Are you concerned, that using steam power makes water more expensive or more scarce?
Well, the key important thing to know is when you use steam for industrial process heat, it's basically recycled. So you generate steam, you recondense it, and all that heat that's released, that goes into the process, and then you're left with water, and then you just recycle it. That's effectively what we're doing.
Okay. So you have gotten this technology into a brewery. What kind of industry do you hope will be the next to give this technology a try?
Well, I think the food and beverage market in general is really ripe for this change. We eat a lot of food. We drink a lot of products, especially beer. And steam is used a lot in the temperature ranges that we're delivering for the food and beverage industry. Think cooking. Think cleaning pipes for milk production. Think all sorts of sterilization process. But of course, as a beer lover, I love making beer.
So attention beer makers.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
We're in an old manufacturing facility here in Loveland, Colorado. We're at the Forge campus here on the south side of Loveland. And we are working to re-energize manufacturing here in Colorado. And so it's just really exciting and special to be a part of that.
Todd Bandhauer is co-founder and chief technical officer of Atmos Zero and a mechanical engineering professor at CSU. He developed a way to make steam production cleaner by heating water without having to burn fossil fuels. We'll have links where you can learn more and see a photo of the industrial heat pump in our show notes and at KUNC.org. While you're there, be sure to sign up for our free In The NoCo email newsletter. It's a great way to connect with the local news, stories, and culture that you care about. Again, that's at KUNC.org. That's it today for In The NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. Thanks so much for listening.